Oh, this is really cool.
All right.
Getting
So
into Kurapika's
we
story.
are. This is
He
awesome.
he had a very good, simple premise for his story.
Yes.
But every time we got into the emotion behind it, he got so passionate about it that it made it like way more compelling.
Oh yeah.
So this part here, where like we're getting
pretty good.
sole focus on that's fantastic.
Well, and also they skipped over him actually learning the abilities. So now when we like this will be a great example of using fights to showcase abilities in a way that we really care about.
Right.
Because it's for Kurapika.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, specifically with Kurapika, is he has a very strong why, and it's very obvious.
Yeah.
But the thing is that his intensity is going to come off as something that will generate extra conflict. Shown by the kind of the mouse rat toothed guy who's kind of like, what is with this guy's rage?
Well, and the other person who actually saw that Kurapika has the Kurta eyes.
Right, the poet brawler guy who stole corpse samplings. But yeah, he's like, yeah, my bad. Like, I'm professional here. I don't need to intrude on other people's stuff.
Right, but the thing is that could become a problem.
It could become a very big problem.
They just need one item, so it's like, you just killed Kurapika.
What if we all just decided, no, we can just kill Kurapika here?
But I think they only want the one bodyguard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that'll be interesting.
Also, the other thing is the idea that because Kurapika is there will be people trying to potentially forage off of him, expecting him to die, and then be like,
that's true.
Is he dead yet? Okay, good, I'll grab the eyes.
Oh, wait, no, I think they said anyone who brings an item back will be hired on as a bodyguard and acquisitions person or something like that.
I think the idea is that whenever you're doing a job like this, you want potentially to expand your network. And having an expanded network of people that you can call upon for future jobs later is always good, but they might have a cap that they're not telling them, like, yeah, we're only going to hire 3 bodyguards, but we're not going to tell them that so that they'll still think, they need to fight their way out of this.
Yeah, because they don't want them killing each other. That wouldn't get them any good workers.
But also the whole thing of them being put into the situation could cause them to have to team up in an interesting way where they're all strangers, but now their lives are on the line, and they've introduced and built up the girl who I mistook to be
the sewing
Phantom
lady, but it's
Troop member that
actually
did the sewing
completely
bit.
different.
It's completely different person.
Right.
But
that is a pretty cool power. Like,
yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what. Is that a conjuring mechanic?
I don't know. I think it would actually
be manipulator.
I think it would be manipulator because it's
Possibly.
controlling other people. And it seems pretty broken. Like, I mean, granted, she has to actually like kiss them, so
Yeah.
But
that's pretty good.
But being able to control them for 3 hours,
whew.
Like maybe there's limits. Like she can't have them kill themselves or something like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, right? But having all these powerful or not so powerful, just Nen users in general all in the same room means we're all going to get introduced to more creative ways in which Nen can be utilized. And what I feel like the creator is doing here is basically telling us, I've got 1,000 other NPC characters that I can just pull out of my hat that have all their own unique creative way to use Nen.
Yep.
And specifically their specialization of Nen, their HUTs.
Right.
So
and because they set up, like they built up, a lot of them, so it's like, okay, we actually kind of know who these people are.
Right.
Like just a little bit. But the fact that they have so many of them in one area, and they will all be fighting probably together to help each other escape the mansion, even if they try and backstab each other or whatever, that means that we'll get potentially a very chaotic display of Nen powers
too.
Well, yeah, group fights too, which just in and of themselves will be really
awesome.
cool. But the fact that so many people will be using their abilities, Kurapika included, means that they will probably be going through the explanation and display of them very quickly.
Very quickly.
Like Kurapika is probably the one that they'll take maybe the longest on, just because they could actually do flashbacks of like
Well, also the others, all they have to do is say what the name of their ability is, and then they just do it.
Exactly.
Whereas Kurapika, we know it has something to do with the chains on his hand.
Right.
But we don't know what that actually does or means. So it'll be interesting to see what in 6 months the smartest of the 4 main characters that we had originally.
Right.
What does he come up with in that time?
Yeah, because because this is one of the things that the dude brought up is that normal chains will be kind of pointless because if people can use Nen, then they'll have superhuman strength and stuff. Anyways, they could probably just break the chains.
Exactly.
And an unbreakable chain, you can't make just magic items of unbreakable, whatever. So
it's outside of your capacity.
Right. So what is going to be the deal with these chains in particular?
Think about it like, isn't like a spell of binding, like, isn't that one of the most common spells in like a D&D game?
Yes. Yeah.
What if you had a spell, like you had an activated ability that was very simple, very simple, but what it is the idea that it has like the ability to just completely shut down anyone if you used it enough times. It's the idea that it wears anyone down.
Okay.
Like the idea of having maybe chains that drain Nen. Like something like that. I'm thinking that it's that Kurapika is intelligent, and he has pretty good reflexes too from what I've seen. I think that Kurapika will be going for a wear you down strategy. It's that he won't necessarily bind you. He's going to basically restrain you and restrict you a little bit.
All right.
Over time, you lose the fight.
Sure. He could also do something now. The way that look with the chains on his hand and them coming out and stuff, that reminded me of Deckham with his strengths and stuff. And as we know, tentacle powers are always OP.
Yes.
So it might not necessarily be something where he's going to overpower the person with with just like restricting their movements or whatever.
Right.
But he might do something where it's using the chains to manipulate movements, kind of like what Hisoka does.
Sure.
And since he seems to have several chains, it could be something where he's not relying on any one of them being like way too strong, but rather it's just I'll have all these little ones that will do all kinds of awesome things.
Yes, and basically like if you're in a fight and you can micro adjust your opponent's movements a lot, that's impressive. Like that's a huge deal. Also, since he's conjuring them, he could basically make them like little turrets all over wherever he is. I think Kurapika is going to be one of the people that will benefit from a lot of prep time. He'll be one of the people that will set up a lot of conjured chain points, and then he'll basically control and extend them at will to change the movements of the people that he's fighting against.
Because the two that he's next to is Specialist, which doesn't really help him, and then Transmuter, right. So he could change the properties of the chains, not necessarily like...
A little bit.
It wouldn't, that's one of the things that will be interesting to see. How is the transmuting different than an enhancer? Because the enhancer just makes it better at whatever it is already.
Correct. It enhances the qualities of it more.
Right.
So what that would be is, he has the 80% strength potential with transmuting.
So maybe he makes them have sticky points like what Hisoka does.
Right, or he could have them do that Nen draining thing, which I really think would be awesome. And then the enhancing bit would be him enhancing how much Nen, how much energy or how much aura. I think it's aura essentially is the mana essentially of this. So you drain someone's aura away and that could just kill someone. But I feel like that's the thing with Kurapika is he's wanting to be able to fight a large number of people at once, and I feel like his abilities of being chain related means they're not going to be bursty. He's not going to jump in and wipe the floor with everyone.
What if here's a thought. What if because he's conjuring and transmuting,
right?
So there's chains, but metal is one of those things where you could create blades with it. So what if the idea was he would wrap them up with chains, but then have the chains turn into blades and just stick him from 1,000,000 points, or have the chains somehow dig into the skin so that he'd actually imagine if you could actually string someone's arm with the chain so that way even if they were strong enough to break the chain it would still rip their arm up or something like that.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I like the idea of him having some kind of damaging aspect to being simply touched by the chains.
But how they'll do that, who knows?
But the blades bit, I feel like, just isn't really his.
Sure.
His
yeah.
style.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Because even the swords that he has are wooden. So
right. The idea is that he wants to punish them, not kill them. If he wanted to have a killing power, he would have conjured something a lot more deadly. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is that his chains are basically chains of justice, is how he sees them.
Yeah, to drag them down into hell.
Mm-hmm. So what I think he'll do is he'll do some kind of tactic where he'll wear them out. He'll wear them down, and then once he's got them in, enough to where he's beating them with his fists or what have you, then he'll drag them to wherever spot he needs to punish them, and then the punishing will begin.
Oh boy!
And the chains, I bet, are just one of his techniques, specifically with working within his specialization of conjuring.
Okay.
I'm glad that we were right though about conjuring.
Yes,
we guessed that correctly.
I was happy about that. Yeah.
Because I thought for a second he might have been a manipulator, but when they went into kind of the personality bit again with Hisoka, he emphasized, what was it? Uptight with conjuring.
I think so.
And he said argumentative for manipulators.
Right.
But from what I understand, manipulators are also more logical, which is why you're a manipulator.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. But, I thought, well, that's, Kurapika, he's logical.
Yeah.
But he's also, way more, tense. The idea that it's like a person, if they were walking, but they were constantly flexing every part of their body. I feel like Kurapika has so much pent-up energy about, what happened to his tribe, that it takes a lot of effort for him to quiet that side of himself. And that's where he has that kind of strained sound to his voice sometimes. It's him basically being like, I am at peace. I will speak with you.
Monk training. All right.
Monk training. Yeah, he's had some.
Yeah.
But when it's time to let it out, he lets loose. Yeah.
So, all right. So
Totally cool.
Okay, how much time do you think they'll spend in the mansion before they get out of it?
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I don't really want to guess that much anymore with regards to the timing aspect of how long something's going to go. I feel like what the main question we need to think about is which of these characters that they've introduced are going to carry over into the York New arc.
Right.
And I feel like the girl who did the instant lover technique.
Yeah.
And potentially the rat tooth guy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, because he's in the, was it the opening or the ending?
The ending.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are some points where we're going to see characters in those types of situations, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like his character is one where he might actually be able to speak to Kurapika because he can sense the physical state and how it's tied kind of to emotion with Kurapika. Imagine if he was able to get through Kurapika's barrier of coldness.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was wondering. Did he actually go there because of Kurapika?
Maybe.
I wouldn't be too surprised if that was the case.
I'll bet you that he definitely... I'll bet you he did. But as to why specifically, it's not going to be something super obvious, I think.
Okay.
Because I feel like he was giving off the vibe of that guy scared me. There was some negative emotions coming off of him.
Right.
So why, if he has any survival instinct, would he put himself intentionally next to someone like that?
Unless he's just the philanthropic type, or the type
or the
of person
opportunist. And he sees an opportunity, basically, that Kurapika, this guy, he's gonna see an opportunity where Kurapika will create, and then try saying Kurapika will create really quickly. But anyways,
without saying Kurapika too quickly. Yeah. Now of the so I didn't really get too close of a look at the other people that were there to be bodyguards, other than the two.
One of them
the girl and the dude.
Right. One of them looked like the guy who had the blow darts in the hunter exam. Yeah. He just didn't have the glasses and hat or what have you.
Oh.
I might be... I'm not trying to say this, but it was the black guy.
Right, the one that was in charge of the dogs.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So
wait, no.
Or no. He wasn't in charge of the dogs.
He was with the dogs.
He was with the dogs.
He was just petting them at one point.
Yeah.
He was in the...
So maybe that was basically hinting that he's some kind of Beastmaster.
Possibly.
Could you
be a Beastmaster? Could you? Men?
conjure animals. I think you could, because there was the girl with the bees, and then there was the person with the snakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think those were conjured creatures.
I think at the very least the snakes were.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that the bees one necessarily had to be, but it probably.
But they did come out of her hat, so.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if they were trained that way or.
That's true. Maybe the hat had some special properties or something.
For sure.
Yeah.
But hey, that would be a transmuting technique, which is right next to conjuring.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Who knows?
I think that these characters getting involved in the fight with the employer is going to be, like I said, another cool way for them to show off Nen, but also a cool way for them to potentially introduce one important side character amidst all the other throwaway characters.
That's what I was thinking.
And that's why I thought that the girl was with the Phantom Troop, because she gave off this vibe that she was just with them.
Right.
But as far as I know, she's not the one that was doing the stitching of Hisoka's arm. So, is there secretly like another member that I don't think the Phantom Troop would necessarily take this job?
Right. Well, I think the Phantom Troop might be involved with the employer.
I think that's definitely the case.
So in that case,
it's the question of, are we seeing them at all yet, or are we just getting misdirected? I think we're getting misdirected.
I think we're getting misdirected. HunterxHunter likes to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good question then, because Kurapika's development is pushing him more and more towards the Phantom Troop.
Yeah.
But whenever he gets close to things, it seems like he has a little bit of that like kind of resistance of like, don't do this. It's almost as if like he's still on his vengeance spree, and the universe is trying to tell him, you should give up this revenge thing, buddy. It's not going to end well for you. But the more and more they kind of focused on him this episode. I'm glad that the whole episode is focused on him. That was a very cool decision.
Yeah, thank you so much, HunterxHunter.
They were making him into like a complete badass. Like you hear the music that played at that one part, and the way he walks and the way he ignored the teacher and stuff. You get this vibe that Kurapika has changed. And not only that, it's not that he's changed.
Kurapika's on a mission.
Kurapika's on a mission. He is on a very specific destination, and nothing had better get in his way. So when him and Gon and Killua and Leorio, all that, they reunite, will they recognize each other as much?
It'll be interesting to see, because they will be very different from how they left off. So they'll have to. They'll kind of have to get to know each other all over again. Yeah. Which will be really cool to see.
Also, this little bit here is another way to show the passage of time between them going to York New and actually arriving there. Talking about Gon and Killua.
Right.
So, could they, after this is done, show Leorio's mini story?
I hope so.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, and I hope that because, like, okay, Leorio, they could probably spend a little bit less time on than Kurapika.
Sure.
Just because Kurapika's story seems to be a lot more like intense and stuff, so you need to have more
fights and things.
Fights, detailed stuff. Right. It takes a little bit longer. But I hope that doesn't cause them to feel like they need to rush through these stories. Right. Because it's really great to see these characters that were, they were very much side characters, but they were great characters get their own turn in the spotlight.
Like mini arcs, essentially.
Yeah. And in that sense, like, hey, great job having them split from Gon, because that way, like, we can see more of who they are as people. Not because sometimes, because Gon's there and just his personality is so vibrant and rambunctious and stuff, they can kind of fade into the background.
Right. Gon could overshadow them. Yeah. Even Killua could overshadow them.
Yeah.
And that's a thing where it's just naturally going to happen a lot of the time. But
so it's nice to have these points.
But having them isolated gives them their full room to spread their wings.
Yes.
And just fly. But the idea of him learning Nen in 6 months, because he learned it quickly, but because he's also not Gon or Killua, how much has he actually learned?
That we'll see.
Right? But he has to have learned his Hatsu, right?
Because, in order to make the chains and stuff.
Well,
because that's a form of Hatsu.
Right, as far as we're guessing now.
Yeah, those are probably chains that he conjured.
Right. Yeah. But just because he, was able to conjure the chains, we don't know if he actually has many techniques with them yet.
Right.
Or if he's like already a full-fledged like conjurer. Like
Yeah, probably not full-fledged, but I think that he's not a one-trick pony at this point.
That was another question I was going to ask. I was going to say, do you think he's just going to use chains?
I don't... He might just use chains, but I think he'll know a lot of creative ways to use the chains because Kurapika is very smart.
He'll use chains as like a special, like a primary,
right?
Like his specialization within the specialization.
The application of those chains will probably be very varied.
That's cool.
Very varied.
I like the idea of a chains specialist, like someone that uses chains and that's their thing. But there's so many ways they can use them because it basically gives you all that range.
Yeah.
It gives you the ability to bind someone. It gives you the ability to attack. I think also if it's a chains, like specifically a chain-related thing, there's the idea that he could have a never-ending chain. Basically, it's not the idea that he would have a really strong chain, but the chains could be constantly coming out. Like the idea that...
As we have said, tentacle powers...
ROP.
Yeah.
Other than that, this episode brought up again the whole idea of the second part of the Hunter exam. They did kind of briefly touch on the whole thing of how the teacher said it was fate for them to arrive there.
Right.
Like, okay, yeah. Sure. But I gotta say, Kurapika's a badass.
Yep.
Like, this episode did a lot to Rule of Cool him back into the top, which is hilarious because I don't think I took Kurapika as seriously.
No, me neither.
Compared to like Killua.
Right, exactly. But like just the look of the chains on, and the fact that it was just the one hand, not both hands. That sort of like that.
It's that mystery visual thing.
Exactly.
Oh, it's really good.
It's good. Okay, now crazy idea.
Crazy idea. What's that?
Now they're probably not going to do this.
Yeah.
But you said. Grow their wings and learn to fly.
Okay.
Kurapika is a conjurer.
Right.
Could he actually conjure wings and start flying?
Probably.
Is he the true paladin of HunterxHunter?
No, I don't think he's going to literally conjure wings.
No, but he could, like, if he wanted to, and
I think he'll conjure
stuff.
I think he'll conjure more simple things that have really powerful applications.
Yeah, I mean, with his chains, he could just, swing around and stuff, probably.
Right.
So,
I'm really curious to see how they're going to utilize intelligence from Kurapika's perspective, because intelligence from Gon and Killwa's perspective
is very different.
Is very simple comparatively.
Yes.
I'm going to dislodge you by grabbing this tile and ripping it off the ground.
Yeah.
That's very intelligent, Gon.
Kurapika could get into, like, tangling them up with the chains and, like...
Really detailed physics and stuff.
Yeah. All kinds of things.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. All right. Well, that was a good one, but if you want to watch the next one, or next two right now, you can go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Get on early access, which also comes with access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about storytelling or what have you. Yeah. And we'll see you all there. But until then... We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.